Let's talk about something that affects almost every driver out there, but that we almost never actually see: the true economic cost of our relationship with the car. We're going to peel back the layers on what we're all really paying, and then explore a really powerful economic alternative that can turn this whole cost into a massive opportunity. Just think about that for a second. The day you get your driver's license, you're also handed an invoice. It's invisible, tucked away, but it's going to tally up to over $1 million during your lifetime. Now, I know that sounds absolutely outrageous, but the data shows this is the reality for the average person driving in Canada today. $1,042,350. Yeah, according to the numbers, that is the direct cost of driving over a 75-year lifetime. And get this, that's actually a conservative figure. This is before we even start to think about the opportunity cost. What would have happened if you'd invested that money instead? Okay, so where in the world does a number that big come from, right? It's not just the sticker price of the car or the gas or the maintenance. No, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Let's deconstruct that invisible bill. This breakdown is where it gets really interesting. The costs we usually think about, the car payments, gas, repairs, that's only about 2/3 of the total. The other third, well, that's made up of hidden, or what you could call socialized costs. These are the expenses that are spread across all of us through our taxes and insurance premiums, no matter how much or even if we drive.
So when you look at the hard numbers, it comes out to nearly $14,000 every single year. But here's the part that's really crucial. Look at those lines for road infrastructure and the social costs of collisions. That money, which is nearly $2,800 combined, is your estimated annual share of the national bill for road maintenance, for policing, for healthcare from accidents. It's a cost we all bear, and it's just hidden away in our taxes and public budgets.
But, the financial cost is really only part of the story. There's another price tag. This one is measured in our most valuable, totally non-renewable resource, our time. This one always gets me. 17.4 years. That is the amount of time someone earning a median Canadian income will spend of their entire working life just to pay for a system of car-dominated mobility. Think about that. Nearly 2 decades of your labor just gone just to keep the car on the road. And this is so key to understanding the whole thing. This isn't about blaming you or me for our choices. The way to think about this is that it's a system we were basically handed. Decades of urban planning prioritized moving cars over moving people, and that created a default setting. It's the path of least resistance, and it was designed not necessarily for our benefit, but to sell a product. Okay, so that's the problem, and it's a big one. But what if there was an alternative? What if we could flip this entire equation on its head? Well, the sources propose exactly that, with something they call the Mobility for Life program. And this is where the alternative becomes such a powerful economic choice. It's not about what you have to give up. It's all about what you stand to gain. I mean, look at this. Reducing car use by just half could unlock over $1 million in lifetime value. Going completely car-free, we're talking over $2.2 million. This completely reframes the whole conversation from one of sacrifice to one of, a massive financial opportunity. And if you want to understand why that opportunity is even there, just look at the hidden economics of the system itself. The public subsidy for a car user is over $1,400 a year. For a transit user, it's just $215. The entire system is financially tilted to support the most expensive, least efficient mode of transport we have. So every taxpayer, including people who take the bus every day, helps subsidize a road network they may not even use. To make these huge abstract economic ideas a bit more tangible. And this is great for any educators listening. The creators even developed a card game. It's a classroom tool that makes these huge numbers feel personal. It does it by asking students a really simple question. How much of your life are you willing to trade for a parking space? It just brings that economic trade-off to life for the next generation. So what happens when we start to capture that $1 million difference? Well, it's not just about building up personal wealth. It's about building stronger, more resilient communities. The vision here is to transform that recaptured money from just a simple personal nest egg into community-level seed capital. Those savings could be converted into a local currency, which keeps wealth right in the neighborhood. Then that capital could be used to secure things like affordable housing through land trusts, or even build local food systems. It's a model where individual economic wins become the very foundation for a more prosperous, self-sufficient local economy. And here is the really powerful pitch to municipalities and community leaders.
For every single driver who opts into an alternative, the city saves an absolute fortune in avoided costs like road maintenance and healthcare. The analysis shows that while an individual gains over $1 million, society also saves over $1 million. It creates this massive net benefit, making it a program that literally pays for itself.
And really, that's the thought to leave you with. When you see the lifetime financial burden on individuals and the cost in years of their working lives, and then you see the potential to unlock millions for families and for communities, the question just flips. It's no longer about whether we can afford to create alternatives to car dependency. The real question is, can we possibly afford not to?